Heavens to Murgatroyd, y'all. This was amazing. This was amazing. This takeover blew my effing mind. I mean, the match, we just saw storytelling, the scene just goes down, the effect that it had. This was incredible. This was absolutely incredible. I mean, I just, oh my. So let's go ahead and let's get to it, y'all. Let's get started recapping what went down tonight at NXT Takeover New Orleans. This was incredible. We had 5 matches on the card. It is very easy, right? Because it's very easy, very easy to simple. They did this show in about a little over 3 hours. Only 5 matches. They plan on doing what, 13 matches? I guess if you don't count the pre-show, maybe it's 8 matches. Maybe it's 10 matches. But they're gonna do that in 4 hours. So, and I don't know if the stuff we're gonna see tomorrow is going to be as good as we saw tonight. So, you know, every time a takeover happens, there are people on Twitter that say, you know, what we see tonight was going to blow away anything that you see tomorrow. And usually I say those are just people that are just, you know, they are unimpressed with the brand at this point, and unimpressed with the moments, and they always say that, and it usually never happens. Sure, most of the time, not most of the time, sometimes between the 2 shows, NXT Takeover will have the highest rated match, but most of it all in all, in the pay-per-view, as a whole pay-per-view, usually it is the entire WWE thing for the most part. But I don't know, man. Like I said, they're gonna have to do some major work. Tonight was incredible. Let's start with the ladder match, the first match. Which I was kind of surprised that it started with the ladder match. I kind of thought the way they would do it is they would do the tag match first, since Adam Cole had to wrestle in that, and then have that out. Maybe second to last, the ladder match. But it was first. All 6 guys did such a great job. They put together a great match, put together great spots. Most of them were relatively safe. I think the two ladder break spots that they did on the outside, where they did where Sullivan and Killian Dane did moves onto wrestlers that were on ladders with other wrestlers. Those were probably the most dangerous. But most of the spots were, well, how safe can it be with a ladder? You never know. But it was, for the most part, I think it was safe, and they were done well. Nothing extravagant. There was one point when Dream and Ricochet was in the corner, and they were trying to make it kind of flow, and it didn't go. Of course, it doesn't go because it's ladder. It's not. So it's not a Lego. But they kind of went together, and they kind of did the thing, and then they had him up there, and then Dream slipped it once or twice, and he did the Revolution Death Valley Driver onto the bridge that was set up between the turnbuckle and the ladder. And then also at one point, Dream was busted open above the eye. And he went out onto the floor and stayed out there for a little while. And at the end of the match, same thing with Sullivan. Sullivan was bleeding from the ear. And this is crazy, guys. If you guys don't know, New Orleans, the New Orleans Boxing and Wrestling Commission, they have rules, and one of the rules is that they're not allowed. Blood isn't allowed in the fight. So, and if it is allowed, the match can be stopped. It can be called off. And so I think at one point at the end of the match, when Lars was he was bleeding from the ear, they might have actually cut the match really quick, because you can hear somebody saying go 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 go, because obviously I guess maybe they would have stopped the match maybe, but it was incredible. I've never seen Ricochet. I haven't seen a full match. I did see something on either on YouTube or on Twitter, and him and I guess it was Will Ospreay, and they were doing around, and they were doing a bunch of flips and everything before they even had their had taken off their jackets and everything. And I also wonder if that was the clip that one of the fighters, I can't remember who it is, one of the MMA guys said, "This isn't wrestling. This is acrobatics." So I'm not sure, but he is one of these guys that does look to be, he does look to be like a flippy, floppy guy that Jim Cornette doesn't like, and a lot of guys don't like. But it's interesting. I'm not sure where his long-term future is in WWE. I have to wait and see more of him, but get my first look at him. I've seen EC3 in Impact. I watched him a few times, and EC3 is still his arrogant self, and they are using his background without saying the name. I don't know if he's ever going to be called Ethan Carter III. I think they're going to keep calling him EC3. But they're using the background of he's coming from money and things like that. So it's going to be interesting. But this match was incredible. The winner was Adam Cole. He won. He's the first ever North American NXT Championship. So I rated it a 4 3/4 star match. This was absolutely incredible. This was a way to get it started, and it was just it was incredible. I had said in my predictions video that every match on this card has the ability to go over 4 stars, and damn near almost all of them did. 3 out of the 5 did. So, and this was incredible. So, rest up to all those 4 guys. We may see 1 or 2 in the Battle Royal tomorrow, but those guys should rest up. To the NXT Women's Title match, that was next. This was Shayna Baszler versus Ember Moon. And so first thing I noticed, Shayna Baszler's got a little bit better at her selling. From what I saw in the Mismatch Challenge, and from what I've seen, what I saw in the first match at the Takeover in Philadelphia, she has some problems selling. At least from my standpoint, she has a little bit of a problem selling. But in this match, she was doing a little bit better selling, especially when they went to a callback. They had it. They did the thing where she holds there and stomps on the elbow. Well, this time she got her elbow stomped, and then they did the whole Martin Riggs thing from Lethal Weapon, where she's throwing her shoulder into the ring post, trying to get it to work. So that was unbelievable. So yeah, and I think this match was pretty good. They told a good story, and Shayna won. I think the really thing I like about this, and I gave it 3 1/4 star. But what I really liked about this was just the selling from her. Her arm is hurt. So she locks on her rear naked choke. They call it names. So Nojo calls the coquina clutch. You know, they were calling it something, some other kind of clutch. I don't know what it was, but she locks it on like this. And then Ember Moon shakes her arm off, shakes it because she hurt her left arm. So she does this, and then she lets go of it. So she locks it in a second time to make sure that she has, you know, a full good grip on it. She grabs her hair. So she's like this, grabbing her hair. Has Ember Moon like this. So that even though Ember Moon's doing this to her arm, she still got it locked in. She's not letting it go. And I thought that was fantastic. I thought that was just a great way. Ember doesn't give up. She passes out. And Shayna Baszler is the new NXT Women's Champion. Yeah, so I'm not surprised. I think, listen, Shayna Baszler is not unbeatable, but she is right now a monster, and she is probably the baddest chick in NXT, and it's going to be great to see how many women will be going after her in the NXT title over time, and they're going to get to that part probably where it's going to be Kairi Sane and her doing the thing. It's probably also going to be her and Candice LeRae probably. One of those two are probably going to, you know, end up, you know, getting there. There's NXT Chicago, and then there's NXT what's the face? NXT Brooklyn. So it's going to be interesting to see where they go with that. With Ember Moon, listen, I think she's had a great run in NXT. I think she's main roster ready. I would like to see her in Battle Royal tomorrow, and then I would like to see her be part of the Superstar Shake-Up and appear on one of the main roster shows on SmackDown Raw in a couple of weeks. So I definitely would like to see that, and hopefully that it does happen. And they also could do the thing where, you know, because, you know, they also could do the thing where they could have her still be in NXT over, you know, and then have her get her rematch at some point. You know, she can still, that still could happen, but I hope she does make it to the main roster. And then there was the tag match. That was the next match, and that was between the Undisputed Era, Adam Cole coming back out again, this with his ribs taped up, the Authors of Pain, and Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong. Now this was kind of a bit of a clusterfuck, to say the least, but I enjoyed it. I really did. You know, I had talked about in my predictions video that I wonder how were they going to do it the way that the main roster did it a few months ago, when it was the Fatal 4-Way, and each team had one person in the ring, so there was 4 men in the ring, and then the other guys were outside, and they could tag their partner. Well, I think that was the way it was supposed to be, but the referee was just very lenient with it. Very lenient with it. And just said, oh, fuck it. And I just let this was almost a triple tornado tag team match. You know, it was like a tornado tag is when all 4 guys in the ring. This was a triple threat tornado tag where all 6 members would have been in the ring, except it would have 5 members, because Authors of Pain immediately took Adam Cole and powerbombed him through the Spanish announce team to the table. So they were obviously and he was out for the rest of the match, and then the other guys were in there, and they were putting on a terrific show. And then we had the end of the match. Well, and it was very funny too, because I had my laptop up and I had my phone. I looked at my phone. I looked at the hashtag, reading the comments and like that. But on there, I was looking on, like I said, I had Twitter up on my laptop, and I looked at my laptop, and Matt Men Podcast. It was like wrestling Twitter handle for like the Wrestling Podcast. They had up there strong turn coming ? And so I didn't know necessarily what that meant. But then when Pete Dunne hit the what is it, the bitter thing or whatever his finishing move is, Roderick Strong turned on him, hit him with that jumping backbreaker, put was it O'Reilly or Fish? Then he put one of them on top of him. They got the pin, and then he joined the Undisputed Era. Now I think obviously he only joined because it was about the other guy who from the Undisputed Era got injured. So that's the only reason why I think they probably turned him heel and he joined. But still, and the crowd was into it and in for it, and so the Undisputed Era keep the titles. Adam Cole, North American Championship, Undisputed Era. They've got the whole thing planned out, man. And I can guarantee you that now you're gonna have Pete Dunne versus Roderick Strong for the UK Championship. Roderick Strong's gonna win that, and then the Undisputed Era is gonna hold most of all of the gold in NXT, and it's gonna be something to think about, something special. I can guarantee you that. There was something else I wanted to say about. Oh yeah, the Authors of Pain. These guys have improved so much. I mean, the first time I saw them was about a year, maybe a little bit over 20 months ago or something like that. First time I saw, they were I don't want to say they were bad, but they were just, they didn't get a lot of stuff, I guess, and they looked like just two big plotting men in the ring, and they really didn't, they weren't wrestlers, they weren't even workers, they were just there, but they did a great job, and they've improved, and they are worthy of a main roster spot. And I also hope, excuse me for a minute, I'm going to pause my television, watch Saturday Night Live on a little bit of a delay, but I hope that they keep Paul Ellering. WWE's not too big on managers. They're just not. They're not really big on managers. But Paul Heyman's there because Paul Heyman can talk for Brock Lesnar and everything like that. But they're not really big on managers. But I hope that they keep Paul Ellering with the Authors of Pain. And not just for a little bit and then have them turn on him. No, I mean keep them as long as the Authors of Pain are there. As long as Paul Ellering can get around and be a part of it. I like to see him be there. So, and another thing to this match, this is also like the Dusty, tag class. So not only did the Undisputed Era retain the titles, but they also would become the winners of the Dusty, tag classes. So that's that. So the next match, by the way, I had that as 3.5 stars. So, next match. Hold on. Excuse me for 1 minute. Okay, I'm sorry. I feel like I had something in my nose, and I apologize for that. Let's get back on track. Got 2 matches left. NXT title match is next. Andrade Cien Almas versus Aleister Black. And I need to tell you something. When I first saw Aleister Black, I fell in love with that. I fell in love with that dude. I fell in love with his finishing moves, the Black Mass. I just want him to have everything. And so I was glad to see he was. I didn't know if he was gonna, be this way, but he is the number one contender, and he's facing Cien Almas. And again, these two did some incredible work, and I also like the story that was told, because the story that was told was basically that of Zelina Vega getting involved to help her man. And the first time it happened, she helped him out. Then the second time it happened, she helped him out. But when she went to the well for the third time, 3 strikes and you're out. And it backfired. And Aleister Black caught him with the Black Mass, and he won the NXT Heavyweight Championship. And it was incredible. It was a fantastic match. These, Cien Almas, what I've seen, Cien Almas has done a great job. The match he had with Johnny Gargano a while back was awesome. Then he had the title match with Drew McIntyre. The next match with Gargano was awesome. And then tonight's match with Aleister Black was awesome. He is, I thought I paused that. He is very, very well-rounded. And I would also like to see him up on the main roster. Again, bring Zelina Vega along with him. I think wherever he can go, I think he would be an asset. I think he would be, bring some new blood. Could you see him and Seth Rollins fighting over the Intercontinental title for the next 3 months? I can. Putting on fantastic matches. Or him and Finn Balor. Or him and Bobby Roode or anybody. I mean, it's so. And again, it's the same thing. I said with Ember Moon. He can get his rematch for the Heavyweight Championship before he comes up full time. He can go back and forth. I think even when they brought the girls up after Survivor Series, and they brought up Ruby Riott and the Riott Squad, and they brought up the girls Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville from Absolution. They still went a few more weeks of doing NXT stuff before there's going to be on the main roster. So I think Steen can still do his stuff on NXT, but I definitely think he should be on the main roster. There's not a factoid there's not a doubt in my mind that he should be. And like I said, the match was awesome. I gave it 4.5 stars. It was just incredible. And then finally, this match, this unsanctioned match between Ciampa and Gargano, and it was fantastic. The storytelling was amazing, and it was brutal, and it was just awesome. This reminded me of the Hell in a Cell match the Usos had with the New Day. It reminded me of that. Except it wasn't inside Hell in a Cell. That's the only thing. It wasn't inside, but it was that type of match. It was brutal. The shots, they were stiff, and they were impactful, and everything about it was just off the chains. And then the story about it with them being friends and turning their back on them, and then oh man, this was epic. I thought when something like this happens, and they put on that that stipulation about they can, that if Gargano loses, he has to leave NXT forever. When that happens, you always expect, like them to lose and then them to go on. So obviously, I expected Gargano to lose and then appear like on Raw or SmackDown or maybe even 205 Live. Who knows, right? And it was just, it was amazing. So the shots and one of the best spots of the night was there was a kid there with crutches. There was a kid, not when I should say a kid, but there was a dude standing there with crutches. The crutches were leaned up against the thing, and he was standing for some reason. Don't know where his effing seat was, but he was standing there for some reason. And Ciampa goes over and scares him. He backs up, and then security takes him and brushes him on off, runs him on off, and leaves the crutches there. And then Ciampa gets the crutches and bring it was just, it was fantastic. All the people tonight were just so on point tonight. They really was. And this was a 5-star brawl without question. And one of the things, and again, and as I say brawl, that brings me to a question. I put this out on Twitter. I'm gonna put this out for you guys. Why were they wearing their wrestling gear? This is an unsanctioned match. I always say this, right? When something is, when something is this, something is this personal. It is this deep down as this was. This, there shouldn't be, tights and things like that. There should be jeans, or it should be like short jean shorts. John Cena. It should be something. A tank top, a t-shirt. There should be, it shouldn't be your wrestling gear. That's just me, But whatever they put on, it was fantastic. And Tommaso Ciampa is just the heat that he was getting was. If Ciampa would have won, I have a feeling that the fans would have been out by his car with tiki torches and pitchforks looking to lynch him. Seriously, because they were on him. There was so many "fuck you, Ciampa," "fuck you, Ciampa." It was so asshole. And then at one part during the match, the old hand of irony. He pulls up the mat to do the concrete. You see the concrete. Pulls that up, but because he's going to suplex Gargano on it. It doesn't happen. But at some point, he goes back and he did the match and in the match, and he ends up getting power bombed onto it. And then they chant, "You deserved it." So I mean, he was garnering great. This was the kind of heel that you get, and it's really like, and it's amazing, because nowadays the bad guys get cheered. Rusev gets cheered. Braun Strowman was getting cheered, and they finally turned me up. Until Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were, until they were, until they attacked Daniel Bryan, they were kind of getting some cheers, And so, I said this one time before, and I really do think that this it is, it is like this, because the way it is right now with these fans, these fans should just, at some point, it may not need to be where people are, everybody needs to be either a face or a heel. They all could just be tweeners, and depending on what city they're in, depending on who else they're wrestling, or depending on whatever, and then they go accordingly, to that. If they're getting booed, then give them the opportunity to get heel heat. Or if they're going up against somebody who is an absolute baby face, then and they get everything. But wow, the heat he was getting, I hadn't heard heat like that, man, in a long time. In a long ass time. And it was fun. And it was awesome. And they had a great match. 5-star match without question. 5-star brawl. Right now, what Johnny Gargano's doing, what Andrade Cien Almas is doing in NXT is fantastic. They're putting on some epic matches, and some of these other guys are doing it as well. So yeah, guys, this was a fantastic night. This may have been the best NXT takeover I had ever seen. It really is. So kudos to them. They've been saying that this card was stacked, and boy, did they come through. We had 3 matches that was at least 4.5 stars. We had 3 matches that was at least 4.5, and the other 2 matches were perfectly fine as well. A 3 and 2/4, a 3 and a quarter star, and a 3.5 star match. Totally fine as well. So this was a great night. I would not say this. Tomorrow, the folks on the main roster, they have some stuff to do. They have some stuff to do. And no, they can do it. Charlotte and Asuka, they can do it. AJ and Shinsuke, they can do it. Roman and Lesnar, they can do it. The Intercontinental title match, they can do it. The U.S. title match, they can do it. You never knows what the other matches contain. What happens. So this could be a great night, great time in wrestling this weekend in New Orleans. The Takeover and WrestleMania, and some other stuff going on down there as well. So, but yeah, very, very fun, very, very interesting. All right, y'all. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys thought. Tell me what you guys thought about this show. Just the excitement that you felt, the things you thought, the things that you saw tonight from everybody coming up and down the card. Did you think it was great as I thought it was? So it was fantastic. Definitely like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell, because tomorrow night, Rapid Reaction WrestleMania 34, you're not going to want to miss it. Especially if some stuff goes down that we don't expect. So, alright everybody. Oh, and let me also, before we go, let me also promote that also I'm going to be recording myself, and you will see a rapid reaction of that later on in the week. So that's good. So that should be interesting. You're going to see me react. If some big things happen, some surprises, you will see my reaction to that. You will see my reaction to the matches, and see my reaction to maybe certain things that went down or whatever. So I think it's gonna be fun night. So cannot wait. 24 hours from now, well, a little bit less than 24 hours. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy AJ Tripp signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there, and I am out.